Hello everybody. I am today tell you that life cycle of the malarial parasite, how the cycle occurs, its pathogenicity of the malaria, and I will tell you about control measures of the malarial parasite. Let us see how the structure of the parasite occurs. I am sharing my screen here with you and I will show you about the life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite. Here in this screen, the Plasmodium parasite observe. It is microscopic and somewhat pear-shaped structure having the piercing apical portion by which it broken down the cells. It has a single nucleus and so on. So this malarial parasite is the Plasmodium which has the name and it comes under the phylum Protozoa. It is not the any bacteria or the viruses, but it is the organism of the Protozoa phylum. Here there are four species of the Plasmodium which causes the malaria fever. Previously it was felt that the malaria occurs by the bad air. Mal, mal, mal means bad and area means the air. It was thought that the malaria is occurred by the bad air, but later on the discovery takes place and the it is discovered that the malaria is caused due to the parasite which is known as Plasmodium. So this Plasmodium is endoparasite, very microscopic in structure and generally occurs by the four species known as Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malarii and Plasmodium ovale. And out of these, the Plasmodium vivax falciparum are the more common and they distributed through the tropical or the subtropical regions of the world. Let us see the glossary of the life cycle of Plasmodium. Here, the Plasmodium parasite having the two hosts, so it is called as digenetic. Digenetic means having the two hosts. Di means two, genetic means the host. Two hosts they found. One is called as man and another host of this parasite is the mosquito, which is called female Anopheles mosquito. And so it is the digenetic. Of course, it is the protozoan belonging to the phylum Protozoa and it lives inside the body of the of the host. So it is called the endoparasite living in within the body of the host. So it is called the endoparasite. It lives in the man liver as well as the RBC. So it is called the endoparasite. What happened here during the life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite? Two types of life cycle occurs. One is called as sexual life cycle and another one is the asexual life cycle. So very beginning the asexual life cycle occurs in the man and that's why it is called as the primary host. Man is the primary host of the Plasmodium parasite and the secondary host is female Anopheles mosquito. So What happens in case of the asexual life cycle occurs? Very beginning, I will tell you that the asexual life cycle occurs by two ways. One is called as liver schizogony and another one is called as blood schizogony. Why they having their name so? Because this liver schizogony occurs in the liver of the man. So it is called liver schizogony. And blood schizogony is occur in the RBC, that is the blood cell of the man, is called as blood schizogony. Again, liver schizogony is divided into two types. One is called as pre-erythrocytic schizogony and another one is the exoerythrocytic schizogony. Let me tell you by the explaining with the help of the diagram in the latter slide. Before going to that, again I am telling you that the sexual life cycle of this Plasmodium parasite occur in the mosquito, and this mosquito having the species known as Anopheles. There are so many species of the mosquito, Culex and so on. And out of these, the Anopheles mosquito is the secondary host of the Plasmodium parasite, and obviously it is the female because male mosquito does not bite due to lacking the mouth part, that specific type. And during the life cycle, the sexual life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite, here the three steps occurs. One is called gametogony, second is the syngamy, and third is the sporogony. This takes place at the time of sexual life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite. Let us go to the another slide which is showing you that the how a sexual life cycle of Plasmodium takes place here. What happened? These are the steps: first, second, third, fourth. They are there. And what happened in the asexual life cycle of Plasmodium parasite? Female Anopheles mosquito bites to the human being, the man, which is the primary host. At that time, the mosquito sucks the blood and it secretes the anticoagulant with the help of its saliva. And at that time, this mosquito having thousands of malarial parasite in its salivary gland. And with the help of saliva, these thousands of sporozoites, which are the microscopic parasite, they then pour into the bloodstream of that man, and from where they go to the liver of the same man, and in the liver causes the life cycle which is called as now liver schizogony. Previously I have told you that in the liver two types of cycles they are happening. One is called as pre-erythrocytic schizogony and the another one is called as exoerythrocytic cycle. In the liver, this is pre-erythrocytic cycle occurs. The parasite they pierce the fresh new liver cell, attacking them, and from a single parasite the many nucleus they are divided here, and thus the schizont is formed known as hepatic schizont. The pressure increases in the liver cell and thus it ruptures due to creating the pressure on the liver cell or the hepatic cell. Now what happened? The many Plasmodium parasites now they come in the liver cell itself and they attack the another fresh liver cell, and here completed the another life cycle known as the exoerythrocytic schizogony. Why they are called as pre-erythrocytic schizogony and the exoerythrocytic schizogony? Because pre-erythrocytic schizogony happens before going to exoerythrocytic schizogony, and exoerythrocytic schizogony occurs before going to the erythrocytic schizogony. So erythrocytes mean blood schizogony here, and that's why they have their name pre-erythrocytic and exoerythrocytic schizogony. After completing both of these life cycle in the liver, now the first life cycle, that is the liver schizogony, occurs by the Plasmodium parasite, and they enters the blood, attack the blood cells, new fresh blood cells attacked by the Plasmodium parasite for completing its erythrocytic stage or the blood schizogony. This is the second asexual life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite, begins with the blood cells. What happened while running this life cycle? The Plasmodium parasite attacks to the RBC. It is the feeding stage. It feeds on the hemoglobin of the RBC. Globin part is utilized by the parasite, and the heme part, which is the pigment part, is converted into the poisonous part, that is called as hematozoan poison. Now by getting the protein part, here the vacuole appears inside it and the nucleus pushed towards the periphery, and thus this parasite looks like the ring stage structure, so called ring stage structure, signet ring stage structure. Its single nucleus is divided into many, and the cytoplasm of the parasite surrounds each and every bit of the nucleus, and thus from a single parasite many parasites they are formed due to exerting the pressure inside the RBC. The RBC ruptures here, and the many parasites now they are formed inside the RBC due to breaking down of the RBC. The parasites now they get free in the plasma of the that same person. What happened with the parasite? Here the hematozoan pigment which is formed, they release in the plasma of that same man, and the first symptom of the malaria is occur here, which is called as now the malarial fever. Why the malarial fever appears here in that person? Because by releasing of the hematozoan poison in the blood of this man, and this occurs by the 3 days after the infection of that parasite to this healthy human. The duration may be varied according to the species of that malaria parasite. What happened by cycling and recycling this liver schizogony and the blood schizogony? Some of the parasite now they do not enter in the regular life cycle, but they are now from the gametocyte. Now this gametocyte is the stage of the beginning of sexual life cycle of the parasite here. Now what happened? Some of the Plasmodium parasite they get rounded in shape, and now they appear as the gametocyte as megagametocyte and the microgametocyte. Thus there are two types of the gamete cells. Now why they are called as gametocell? Because from this gametocyte later on develop sex cells of this Plasmodium parasite for beginning of the sexual life cycle. Now this is the end of the asexual life cycle of Plasmodium parasite.